when people used to come home from prison when I was doing my time in Seagull, they was like, wow, your cousin up there, he crazy. They used to always say I was crazy because I was happy every motherfucking day in jail. I wasn't mad at nothing. I knew why I was there. I'm like, when I get out, I'm gonna do this. When I get out, I'm gonna do. They was like, yeah, he's crazy. He dreamed too much. They just say I dream too much. I'm like, man, fuck that. This technology shit, you could do anything out there. I'm gonna find my way. Listen, right now we're here today with E-Money, aka Token CEO.
This is the Token CEO podcast. It's Thursday, September 16th. This is episode 181. I can hardly believe that. That's crazy. 181, Jesus. We are presented by Sports Research. The sports research people would like me to tell you it's still beach season. I'm telling you it's wool sweater season. I love wool sweater season. The minute September hits, I cannot wait to wear sweaters 24/7. Even though I'm wearing wool sweaters, I do like to feel my best, or at least try to. Sports Research is a brand that makes that possible. So whether you are trying to be a great blogger, a good personality, whether you're trying to rock it in your day job or just feel a little bit better on the weekend, Sports Research has a ton of products for you. They've got collagen, which I love. I take 2 scoops every day. They've got an at-home workout kit. They've got a bunch of vitamins. They've got the waist trimmer. They've got a bunch of awesome stuff. If you go to sportsresearch.com and use code Erika at checkout, you can get 25% off. That's sportsresearch.com, 25% off. That's a big percentage when you use code Erika at checkout. Okay, guys, so here's what we're doing today. We have headlines. We've got a Q&A. We have 2 of my favorite people on the planet, 2 of the biggest gifts that I feel like have come into my life since joining Barstool, and that is Wallo and Gille. They're the hosts of $1 Million Worth of Game. 2 of the most inspiring, ball-busting, ridiculous people I've ever met. So we have them joining us, and then we, as always, will do our adulting segment. First up, let's just talk about the Met Gala this week. I always love the Met Gala. My biggest observation from the Met Gala is I loved Cindy Crawford's daughter's dress. It was incredible. And it was actually a remake. I think it was a YSL dress, which was a remake of a dress Bianca Jagger wore in like the 60s, which I thought was stunning and gorgeous. Kim Kardashian and the Kanye thing, like, I don't even know where to begin with that, but I loved it. Megan Fox just is a chameleon, and that body just does not quit. And then my other observation was like, when did men start dressing as women? Like, something so dramatic has changed with men's fashion in that it's like Diane Keaton, except on men. So like Justin Bieber's got the wide leg pantsuit. You've got Troye Sivan wearing a slip dress. You've got Tom Brown dressing Pete Davidson in what looked to be a dress and a blazer. So it's just so interesting. I have the whole like men are the new women, but at the Met Gala, they really are. The other thing I'm wondering about is like I read the New York Post this morning, and AOC is just getting murdered for wearing the tax the rich dress. Well, first of all, I think there are 2 things that people were coming after her for. Like, she's been one of the biggest wear a mask people on the planet. Then she's not wearing a mask at the Met Gala. Then she's got a designer gown which says tax the rich, and she's like hobnobbing at a $30,000 a plate dinner with some of the most, and I would argue the most elite people in sports, fashion, and culture. Dave had a great tweet on it, which he basically said, tax the rich, in quotes, but first I'm going to go have the time of my life partying with them all at the most extravagant, over-the-top party of the year in essentially a celebration of richness. So that was the Met Gala, which I always love to watch. But interesting. I'm most interested in men wearing women's clothes. I wonder what that's going to mean for like everyday fashion. If we find like next fall there's going to be slip dresses in Macy's for men and women. I don't know. So anyways, that said, back to sports. Amazon is a front runner for a multi-year NFL Sunday ticket deal. NFL Sunday ticket currently belongs to DirecTV. Interestingly enough, the NFL is asking up to $2.5 billion per year per package. That's a little out of our budget. I do want rights, but that's a little bit steep for Barstool Sports. I'd have to sell a lot of T-shirts to get the $2.5 billion price tag. Well, first of all, we'd have to stop with the Goodell T-shirts like you read about. But anyways, Amazon's a front runner. I think what's exciting about this is you're starting to see new players in the right space. It's also interesting to see that the NFL can command such a premium. And you look at the premium the NFL commands versus other sports. There's so much talk about the demise of football and the demise of television ratings. And I would argue that when you're charging $2.5 billion per package and there are north of, let's say, 5 different packages, your business is still doing all right. So next one up is sports betting. So we had a rough weekend on the Barstool Sportsbook. We had a good Saturday. We had a dismal Sunday. Dismal because the app was working intermittently, even though our head of compliance and pseudo Penn employee Westy was telling me that he got his bets in. Nobody cares, Westy, when no one else can get their bets in. Anyways, we're making a big run for it. So is everybody else. GeoComply is a company that tracks sportsbook and said from last weekend there were 58.2 million online transactions that took place. This is a 126% increase from last year. So the amount of betting is up almost 130% year over year. That's great. Go Penn National, go Barstool Sports. New Jersey had the highest level of transactions, followed by Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona, and Illinois. Licensed sportsbooks are now in 26 states. Barstool Sportsbook is live in 9 of them. We will try to get our way to 26 or as close to as possible. Also interesting to show that Vegas is also seeing an increase. So it's not just online sports betting and it's not just sports books, it's also casino operators. So the big news here is that gaming is front and center and only going to get bigger, which is something that we've been saying for a long time. Next one, Taco Bell. So I was late to the game. I did not realize that Taco Bell has a Dorito shell taco. Have you guys had the Dorito shell taco? Oh, sounds amazing. Not Cool Ranch, though. I think Cool Ranch sucks, but red bag Doritos is honestly if I had to die in a pool of chips, it would be tough between Dorito red bag or regular, what do you call that? Nacho cheese, I guess. It's nacho cheese Doritos and Lay's sour cream and onion. But whatever. What's cool about this, I hope my friends at Torchy's are paying attention, is that Taco Bell is launching 30-day taco subscriptions. So you can pay $5 to $10 a month and get 30 tacos. I think that's awesome. I'm not sure I would want to eat at Taco Bell every day for 30 days straight. But if I'm only paying $5 a month, you could even eat 15 tacos and it's a total bargain. Taco Bell is doing this to get more people to come to their locations more frequently. They get all of your data when you subscribe to them. They're not the first people in the QSR or the fast restaurant industry to think about this. Burger King did a subscription for coffee. Panera also did this, offering unlimited coffee and tea for $8.99 a month. Why do fast food restaurants think that you want coffee or tea from them? Oh, anyways, interesting to see another category launching subscriptions. So obviously Uber has tried to do subscriptions. The media companies are all over subscriptions. The newsletter business is full on a subscription. Some companies are better off with subscription than others, right? Spotify, great subscription-based company. Uber, I don't know how Uber subscriptions are going. Fast food, the results have frankly been pretty mediocre to bad. I think what's interesting about this is subscriptions are fast becoming a way for companies to guarantee upfront revenue, to get a lot of data on their consumers, and to be able to model their marketing strategies based on that highest, most loyal customer. And it's interesting to see the convergence in monetization strategies between digital or virtual businesses like media and physical businesses like restaurants. If I was a college student, I would pay for this in a heartbeat. Like Taco Bell open late, you go get drunk, you go get a taco, it doesn't cost you anything, like you've lost your wallet at the bar, no brainer. All right, so quick break, let's talk about Rhoback. I love Rhoback. I was wearing my Rhoback. Rhoback makes a kind of cropped workout shirt, not too cropped. It's not like Rhea cropped. It's like Erika cropped, which means it hides a little bit of your fat and doesn't just show your midsection outright. God bless Rhea's midsection. It is glorious. If you haven't heard about Rhoback, you should go try them today. They make a ton of quality products. Their logo is a dog. Who doesn't love that? The quality of Rhoback clothes is awesome. They are so soft and they are so nice. I have a bunch of performance hoodies. I've got the cropped workout shirts. They've got a bunch of stuff for golf. If you're into golf, Rhoback is a great company for you. They've been an amazing partner for Barstool Sports. I love the 2 stripes on the back. I love when I see somebody wearing Roback. They're also a small family-run business, which always gets us going. If you go to roback.com, you can get 20% off your order. I can't recommend it enough. Go get yourself a cropped workout shirt. They're awesome. I sweat all day in it, and the thing didn't even smell by the end of the day. So it's clearly got some miracle fabric in there. If you use code TOKEN, you get 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. Use code TOKEN for 20% off your order. Go check out the quarter zips. Go check out the performance clothing. Go check out the hoodies. You can buy them for girls, or girls, let's be honest, you can wear whatever you want. Men are soon going to be wearing your clothing, so there's no reason why you can't wear theirs. So go to roback.com. All right, next up, we are doing Q&A. Here we go. First Q&A. How do I tell my boss that I want to work remotely? How do I prove to them that I work better from outside of an office since COVID? Ooh, this is a tricky one. I struggle with this. I'll be super honest with you. I'm dealing with a situation right now where we had somebody say they wanted to work outside of the office. We accommodated that request, and it has just been an outright disaster. So this one's hard. Here's what I would say. One is your boss wants you to be high performing. Your boss wants you to fit inside the company culture and the systems and to be a happy, productive, robust, well-positioned employee. You want those same things, and you want to live your life, and you want to have a great life. So how do you bring those 2 things together? I think the best way to ask your boss if you can work from home versus working in the office is to sit down, have a super calm, rational conversation. I would write down all of your points about why you want to do this. And then I think you really need to stress test yourself on why this is good for the company. I don't think you can make a bunch of bullshit excuses here, because your boss, I think, is probably naturally not going to be inclined to say yes, because the way most cultures are formed, the way people historically think about productivity is people are most collaborative, people are most productive, people are most quote unquote successful by being in the office. Now, that said, I think COVID changed everything, and a lot of people love working from home. They're super successful working from home, and they prefer working from home. There's no shame in that. I think for you, maybe you set up a recommendation where you trial it a couple days a week or for a short amount of time, and to check back in to see if that works. Or if your boss isn't open to it, maybe you should go work for a company that has a virtual culture or that really champions work from homeness versus working in the office. All right, next up. I just started to listen to the podcast, and I'm in college. So thank you and congratulations. College is some of the best years of your life. What should I expect from my first job interview? What are questions to prep for? I would say you're definitely new, because we talk about this shit ad nauseum all the time. But we'll say it again for the people in the back, and we love new people to this podcast. So thank you for giving us a question. What do you expect from your first job interview? One is you should expect that you're going to have to go on a lot of job interviews to get a job. It's not like you go on your first job interview and it's like, what? We want to hire you. We love you. We think you're fabulous. You're the best. You're going to be the CEO in 5 minutes. No, you're going to go on a bunch of job interviews. You're going to be dissatisfied. They're going to be dissatisfied. You're going to think the job is great. They're going to think you're mediocre. So it's a whole roller coaster. I think the best thing about a job interview is it's a chance for you to go learn more about a company, and it's a great opportunity for the company to learn more about you. You should expect hard questions. You should expect to know about the company. If the company has a stock, know what the stock price is. If the company's in the news, be sure you know what those news headlines are. If the company has a role that you're specifically interviewing for, you better fucking know what that role is about and have specific questions about that role, about the company, about the boss or the hiring manager, and about where those people are going in the future and how you can fit in. I think the biggest thing about an interview is it feels really nerve-wracking. I would say you should wear deodorant. That actually would be my biggest thing. Wear deodorant, brush your teeth beforehand, go to the bathroom. Sometimes you get really nervous and you have to poop before a big interview. Just take your time, get all of that done, because you don't want to be uncomfortable or fidgety. And I know that's TMI and gross, but I think that's actually how people feel. And then I think the best thing is like just have 3 questions in your pocket. Don't worry about impressing people. Just be yourself and be actually thinking about if you want this job or not. That was, I think, the mistake I made is I wanted everybody to think that I wanted to work there. And then I would get a job offer and I would be like, ugh, God, I have no desire to work there. And then that created a whole host of other problems for myself. But last question. All right, we've got the newbies and then we've got the like, get me the hell out of here crew. How do I know when I should quit? I work in a job that I've been in for almost 2 years with no raise and no promotion, even though I've asked. Am I not doing well enough or should I start looking elsewhere? This is a great question. I love this. First of all, if you are unhappy and you don't like where you work or you feel like you're not fulfilled and you feel like you're not moving forward, you should quit. See you later. Just quit your job. Now, if you need the money and you need the security and you need to pay off your college loans or you've got to pay rent, it might be a good idea to find a new job before you quit this one. But there is no shame in quitting something if it doesn't work for you. What I do think you should do is to understand why you don't want to quit. In your case, 2 years at a company, one of those years was a pandemic. I don't think it's totally shocking that you haven't got promoted or had a raise. I think that there's a lot of expectation about, hey, everybody should get a raise every year. Everyone should get promoted every year. Sometimes it takes a couple years to get a promotion. Sometimes it takes a couple years to get a raise. That's especially true if there's a pandemic and a company's been struggling. They don't have the type of money or the type of revenue that they thought they should have. All of that said, I think you should really assess if you want to be at a company. If something in your gut is telling you that you don't want to be there, then start to lay the foundation for going to be somewhere else. Put a note in your calendar, put a calendar reminder like a month from now. But here's the deal. You put the calendar reminder, you got to have a go, no go on that date. So if you're like, hey, I still feel like shit, I don't like this company, I'm unfulfilled on that 1 month date, then it's time to act. If you're like, ooh, things are a little bit better, I feel okay here, then maybe you want to stick it out and go for a little bit longer. I think the biggest thing is if you do want to stay at the company, you should have a conversation with your boss. Am I on track to get promoted? Am I doing a good job? I think it's more important that if you're happy than whether somebody else thinks you're doing a good job. But if you're interested in raises and promotions, understanding where you sit with your manager is really, really important. And then ultimately, I think only you can tell yourself when you should quit something, and you should listen to that gut. And you shouldn't listen to what everybody else, especially me, says that you should do about that. So I interviewed someone yesterday. We had a woman come in for an interview. She was great, super high energy, really curious, had a bunch of ideas. And then we're walking down the hall and she was like, I love high noon. And I was like, girl, you came to the right spot. I was like, what's your favorite flavor? She was like, my favorite flavor is peach. I was like, so is mine, obviously. Anyways, high noon is hard seltzer. It's hard seltzer with real vodka, so it's not like a dressed up beer. It's got real vodka, real juice, and just a splash of sparkling water. It's 100 calories. They've got a tropical 8-pack. They've got all sorts of delicious flavors. We drink it here all of the time. If you go to a liquor store or your grocery store or bodega, you can probably find High Noon. It's that beautiful skinny little can that has blue and white and a piece of fruit on it, and that's High Noon. So before we get into our interview, I do just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Paul Rabil. So Paul Rabil retired on Tuesday of this week. Paul Rabil wore number 99. He is the founder of the PLL. He played for Johns Hopkins. He played for the MLL, which was Major League Lacrosse. He then founded the PLL, which is the Premier Lacrosse League. He played for Atlas. He played for the Cannons. Paul Rabil and I met because the Chernin Group had invested in the PLL. I played lacrosse in college. I've been a big fan of lacrosse for a long time. And it was the summer, I want to say it was the summer of 2016. And the Chernin guys had introduced us and kind of, put on an email introduction and didn't think much of it. Paul and his brother Mike played football at Dartmouth. He was like a VC or a finance guy. They were coming together. They were raising money for a new lacrosse league, and they were doing it with rain. And they were trying to bring in other investors. And so they came to Barstool. Long story short, we were supposed to have like a 30-minute meeting, and they ended up staying for like 2 hours. And I couldn't get enough of Paul Rabil. I couldn't get enough of Mike Rabil. And what I loved was that they were going to create a sports league that was for the players. And they were going to think about a niche sport becoming a broad mass sport in a way that no one else had, and with a real like fighter challenger mentality. And I have basically talked to Mike and Paul over text or in person or on the phone every week since then. So that's almost 3 years ago. I became an advisor. I've been to a bunch of games. Paul Rabil is someone I will be loyal to for the rest of my life. I love Paul Rabil. I think that he is probably the single best thing that happened to modern day sport of lacrosse. One of the things I just admire about people is like, hey, when is it time to make a change, and how do you make that change? And this is obviously something that Paul had been grappling with. Like, he's been in the league a long time. He had a really challenging job where he was the founder of the league and a league executive and a player, which I have to be honest, probably sucked half the time. And I think he's just one of those people that always really wants to do the right thing. We had a long talk about it, and I was like, I'm so sad, but more importantly, I'm so excited for you. And I said, Paul Rabil, you are the greatest thing to happen to modern day lacrosse, the greatest. Your ability, your finesse, and your drive on the field will be remembered forever, but it's your more important skills, vision, leadership, heart, kindness, compassion, and strength is what you will be known for. I am so proud to know you. So that's my tribute to number 99, Paul Rabil. I am such a fan, and I wish him so much success with the PLL and really whatever he wants to do in his life. Okay, so transitioning now to Wallo and Gille, two gentlemen who probably could care less about the sport of lacrosse. So Wallo and Gille, we started seeing them on social. I think Gaz was on them early, and Gaz had come to Dave and I and said, hey, there's these two black guys who are exactly like everyone at Barstool. They just talk about totally different shit, and they do it in their own way. But the ball busting and the rapport between these two cousins felt almost identical to Dave and the crew in the Milton office way back in the day. Wallo and Gille had created a brand called $1 Million Worth of Game.
But you know what? You're now tuned into me, $1 million worth of game. Now, before we even get started, what you need to do right now, you need to hit the subscribe button on YouTube, like, share, go through all that on Wallo267. This is Gillie the Nut right here because he's a nut. You know what I'm telling you? He's mixed nuts. He's every type of nut that you can think of.
Why you keep
That's
touching
him.
me, man?
No, that's cool, man.
Come on,
that's
man.
cool. That's cool. You my cousin. I can touch you. I can touch you. My cousin. It ain't nothing. You ain't gonna, hugs and all that touches.
Come on, hold on. Right.
Gille's a big rapper out of Philly. I think there's probably no one who... Gille is like a 45-year-old grandfather of the Philly rap scene. Like, tough guy, was in the mix. His cousin Wallo just spent 20 years in prison. Went to prison when he was 17. Got out when he was 37. Both are in their 40s. They act like they're in their 20s. They've got this show called $1 Million Worth of Game, which is on Barstool. And what I love about Wallo and Gille is they are two of the most high energy, most inspiring people I've ever met. But the way they connect with youth culture and the way they're obsessed with youth culture and the way they help their community, and specifically the male youth of their community, be their best is like blows me away every single time. I consume a lot of $1 Million Worth of Game content. One, because Gille's just wickedly funny. And two, because Wallo is truly so inspiring. And what's incredible about Wallo is the internet came to be while he was in prison. And when the internet came to be, it opened up a world for Wallo that he never knew existed. And he's one of those people, there's like a lot of interesting quotes about this, but he's one of those people where he was happy in prison. Like, he made the most of his everyday. And now that he's out and now that he's experiencing fame and followers and has created an incredible platform for himself, he's only getting bigger and bigger. and more fervent about how he feels about his message. So we talk about the fuck it button, and that basically if you don't have a fuck it button in your life, you're never going to amount to anything. If you spend all your time caring about what everybody else thinks or trying to fit in with everybody else, you lose yourself in that process. I think the second thing is they talk about mental toughness, and they've both exhibited mental toughness throughout their entire lives, let alone their careers. And then I think the third thing is that they're having fun while they're doing it. So Gillie and Wallo are friends with Deion Sanders. Gillie and Wallo are how we know Deion. So they were the original connection to Deion for us. Deion and the Jackson State team had a game last weekend. Gillie is on the sideline as a quote-unquote assistant coach. He ends up running alongside the receiver into the end zone. Receiver gets a touchdown, gives the ball to Gillie. Gillie spikes it, becomes a huge drama, becomes a huge viral moment on the internet. He's not even aware that it's happening. As he describes it, he doesn't even know what he's doing. So the great thing about Wallo and Gillie is they're inspiring, they're funny, they're real, they're stupid, they're casual. And they're really making a run for bringing a new perspective on culture, on music, and on being a good person that I personally just can't get enough of. Okay. Hi, guys.
Hi. Oh, we started already?
Yeah, we're just into it.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Listen, right now we're here today with E-Money, a.k.a. Token. I'm talking Token CEO. She's a big-time CEO. She's a mover and a shaker in the industry out here. If you're a woman and you're doing something, follow her. If you're trying to start a business, follow her. If you're trying to listen, if you're trying to run around and kick dudes' ass in corporate America, follow her. It's going down. E-Money.
What's better than that?
Yeah, that introduction was legendary.
That was the best.
Yes.
Professional ass kicker.
We're good.
And she don't play. She's straight to the point.
Wait, what's up with your athletic prowess, Gillie?
I'm pretty athletic.
You
to be
really
45,
are.
You know?
He is.
I'm holding it down for all the guys who are not supposed to be holding it down.
Yes.
The old motherfuckers.
But was the thing at JSU this weekend real?
He was
So tell the story.
This
of
what happened.
What your cousin was doing this week.
First of all, we come through the tunnel at JSU. It's raining like crazy. I'm loving the rain. I'm just loving it. So we in the game.
Are you a rain guy in general?
I love rain. That's most of my greatest videos is when I'm in the fucking rain.
Okay.
Because rain gives life.
Okay.
What rain do, it feeds the earth. It waters us. We are flowers.
Yep.
So rain water us as people. And
bloom where you're planted.
Yes. So the rain.
Gillie, you rain guy or not a rain guy?
No,
He's not a rain guy. He's a loser. But so now what
sun
happened is.
also illuminates the earth.
Yes, it do. Whatever.
And gives us vitamin A, B, C, and D.
So what happened is,
true, but I think
I'm standing on the sideline. He's a little down from me talking to somebody. Get the ball back. He start running, and then out of nowhere, I just see this guy running with him. So I'm like, okay, running with him. And this happened the last time at JSU game where he was down there. The guy, gave him a high five at the end, whatever. So I'm like, this is the same thing. So when he run and he get the touchdown and he give him the ball, he spiked the ball. I'm like, what the fuck? I see the flag come out.
He's like the black Forrest Gump.
So he come to me. He walking back to me. I said, what the fuck why did you do that? And tell him what you said.
I got caught up in the moment. You know what I mean?
He gave me the ball.
He gave me
what
the
was
ball.
I supposed to do? I said, you wasn't fucking supposed to do that.
Full on gronked it.
I said, you wasn't supposed to do that.
Because at the end of the day, right, the only thing that popped in my mind is when Tom Brady gets a rushing TD and he stands up and gives his offensive lineman the ball. It's nothing else to fuck to do but spike it. So when he gave me the ball, it was like, what I was supposed to do? Hold the ball? No, let's go all the way through with this shit.
There you go, Gillie.
Penalty, huh? I wasn't thinking like it, but
Who cares?
What's so crazy to me is that I'm the sports guy. I'm the guy that's supposed to know that that's not right. He doesn't give a shit about sports.
I really don't.
And as I spiked and I'm coming up the sideline and I'm smiling, he like, what the fuck did you just do, cuz?
I was like, what the fuck you do that for? I didn't understand that.
You're not on the team. You just spiked the ball.
He spiked it in the end zone. He threw it in the end zone. It was like he threw it on the
got
side.
the TD, basically.
Yeah. He thought he was
And then
fucking
that's when I
losing.
had to really
Then you had to self-check it.
Wait, I just got caught up in a moment.
Life of a loser.
Okay, guys, so what's going on with $1 million?
$1 million worth of game. We're just grinding, man. That's all it is. Like we're always in baby phase. We always in baby mode. You know what I mean? Because we understand the world don't know what's going on yet with us. So we just always just in the grind, like in the ground with it.
Do you think the world knows more now? I do. I feel like you're everywhere.
No. I think they getting to know because, a lot of people just don't know because people got real life going on. And a lot of people not tapped in and they already locked into certain things. But as every week it grow. So, you know, I'm always like, you know where I am. I'm always thinking of new ideas like, yo, cuz, we got to do this. Yo, cuz, we got to do this different. Well, we got to do this. We got to change this up. Because it's like, I always feel as though like we're still toddlers in the game. And I love that feeling. I love it. You know, because some people, when they hit their peak, they done.
Yeah.
You see people out here, they just stop. It ain't going nowhere else. They done already maxed out and they already hit. Oh, night.
That's mine.
Yes.
They made that for me.
Yes. That's a legitimate jacket.
It is a legendary jacket.
Yes.
Surprised somebody hasn't stolen it from me.
Yeah.
Gillie, what do you think?
Well, I think that we just gonna keep, you know, staying 10 toes down, being humble, and keep pushing the culture forward. You know, it's a reason why we connect with the youth, the middle age, and the older people is because we giving out game, and that's guidance, attention, motivation, and education. And we're older people that understand that we want to embrace the youth, the people that's going to own tomorrow. You know, the future CEOs, the next Erika, the next Dave, the next Gillie, the next Wallo. We like to get in bed and have a marriage with the future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we get a lot of people that's older, but us, we focus on the youth and trying to keep them out of prison and trying to guide them in the right directions and showing them that it's more to life out here than what we just think it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what our whole brand is about, giving back to the youth, giving them game, giving them knowledge, at the same time making them laugh, making them get in tap with different emotions, you know, because we make them cry, we make them laugh, we make them think, and then we give them content that they can really appreciate. So for us, we just want to you know, remain humble through the whole process and just keep pushing the culture forward.
And it's not even like content, it's just we documenting our journey.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, sometimes content is some shit that people is trying to make up and figure out and do all this deep shit. And they just be like, we just shoot and just, you know, you can just catch us in the day and see what we doing. So, you know, it's just easy for us.
I love it. So why do you say thank God for the internet?
When I was in jail, right, I got caught with a cell phone, multiple cell phones, right? So when I first got it, I told you know how I felt. When I realized Google could Google, I was just like blown
Mind
away.
blown.
So it was like, thank God for the internet, because like it enhanced me in so many ways. Like that is my go-to. If I want to know something, this is not like back in the day. You remember back in the day, if a president is going, that you got to believe what you hear. You can't do your own personal research, your own. So it's like anything that's going on, a game, you want to know a product. Somebody got you, just go on the internet and it can help you, and it help you connect with more people. I'm about connecting with people, you know, and that's what's so great about it. And then it's like these platforms. It's like you got like you know, you could take YouTube or wherever, Instagram, and you got your own platform. You got your own media company, you know, and it's like all in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's fucking everything to me. You know what I mean? So, and I don't think people look at it like that's why I feel as though me personally, from being in prison all that time, coming home, I feel like a immigrant or a refugee.
Yeah.
That come over here and be like, oh,
You're just trying to learn the language.
Y'all playing games over here. Y'all don't fucking even understand the benefits of life y'all got. That's how I look at it every day. When I wake up, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna kill them today because they don't know what the fuck's
The
going on.
longer you've been out of prison, do you find that the gratitude and the season, does it wane at all, or is it
Fuck
getting
no.
bigger?
But one thing about him is like, it never burn out. It always be like, I'm always more excited. I'm always thankful. I'm always happy, because I'm always like, every day I still be waking up and I go somewhere to do something, I'm like, oh my God, they don't know what the fuck is going on out here. Because people don't, because a lot of people, which is different than me, they've been beat down by life and they became jaded with life, and their imagination start to fade. See, I like being green. See, green always win, because green is not always green. That's why green always win. And what's so great about green is you don't know, so you just do what the fuck ever, and you don't have no structure or no boundaries put on. See, life, if you know, I came out of jail 37, so that whole 20s and the 30s, when the average person was getting beat up by life, relationships, falling in love, falling out of love, family things, trying to get a job, that was beating their ass down. So now they got experience and their imagination start to fade. So now
They're in the box.
See, now they in the box of, oh, I can't do that. Me, I'm like, I could jump off this fucking roof and land on the car and I'll be all right.
'Cause you was
Which
just
you're
getting
going
beat.
to be doing.
We was getting beat down by life, you know. He was just getting
Yeah.
beat by his celly, so
Yeah.
it was a little
You see
different.
this, he's lying on me.
But so do you think prison is a great thing that happened to you?
Prison is the greatest thing that happened to it, because it saved my life.
Yeah.
It gave me a chance to think. It put me on a timeout, gave me a chance to think, and I could have got killed in the streets
Yeah.
of Philadelphia.
But do you think that, like you say, okay, prison saved my life, but do you think sometimes like, damn God, you didn't have to give me 20 years. Like you could have gave me 6. I would have got shit together. Like,
you know what it is. You know what it is.
Have to be there that long.
I'm saying. You know what? You can't say I want to be able to balance. Oh, I want to be able to request.
That slow alerter.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you cool. You can't request the punishment because you ain't gonna request the blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. Look at me now.
Yep.
So you know.
yeah, but cuz I don't think you had to do 20 years to learn your lesson.
Shit.
I think you might have learned your lesson after maybe about 6 years,
but no,
maybe 7 years. Okay, fuck it, 14 years.
Slow learner.
You've learned your
I'm
lesson.
slow learning, but it's cool. It's cool though.
Yep.
It's cool because like everything now, I'm just like I ain't got no fucking complaints.
I love that about both of you, which is I think all three of us and most everyone here wants to be around younger people all the time. Like just like being green is the right word. We don't know what we're doing. Like we haven't known what we're doing since the moment we got here. But that keeps you so open and it enables you to be nimble and kind of to your point, Gillie, on like doing the spiking a touchdown. It's like you just got caught up in the moment
Right.
and that
But
takes you in some great places.
How many people wish they could have fucking done that?
And then the best part about it is that, number one, they didn't lose the game. Okay, that was the best part about it. But for Jackson State being an HBCU, like Coach Prime called me and said, that was the greatest press that we could have possibly got. Like this
It's
shit
all about media.
is everywhere.
Press.
Like and then you for the game to be a lackadaisical game, it wasn't a high scoring game, it was more of a defensive game. It was only 7-6. It wouldn't have got 1/10 of the press it got if I didn't run down that sideline and spike the ball in the end zone. So it really worked out for JSU as well.
Yeah, which you're fired up about, but it's not. This is where the ESPNs and the Foxes and the other folks don't really get it. It's not like you and Dion sat down before the game and like, here's what's going to happen.
Right. So for me, it was just like that was God. Like because number one, I didn't even know it was a television game. Like I wasn't even aware that the game was on.
Someone was filming that,
right?
Yeah.
So, I see the people on the sideline but they're Barstool people, so I know they're filming a documentary.
Yeah.
But I'm not even aware that this game is live on ESPN until I went in my DMs.
Yeah.
5.
Dana, you know what? Dana came to us first. Dana was on the sideline like, "Yo, look at this shit. It's all on the internet." We're like, what? I'm like, this fuck dude.
So I was like, wait, hold on. This has to be on TV. So I go right to my DM.
and
I'm
it was
like,
everywhere.
holy shit. All you seen was, this guy, Gillie's a goat. What are you doing? He's crazy. You're an idiot, but I love you. I'm like, holy shit. So for me, when they finally won, and I was like, okay, I didn't call some game.
Yeah, that's right.
That
We're
was
safe.
a good thing.
Yeah.
God, thank you, God. It was a blessing for JSU because it was everywhere, and
Yes.
HBCUs.
They need all the shine they can get.
Absolutely. So
I agree. So you guys have been talking a lot on the pod lately about resilience and overcoming adversity. Like I feel like you make being positive seem so easy, but it isn't. So talk about how do you do that in your own lives?
Because I was in a dark place for so long, and even in there, like dudes, like people would come home and be like, and they'd be like,
Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Does Gillie get grumpy?
"Oh, he's an angry motherfucker. He's he's an old man." So don't worry. We both can be dickheads though. My style of dickhead is different than his, but we both are.
He doesn't have any patience.
Really?
With the bullshit.
Okay.
With bullshit.
Like people would really think that I'm the one that has no patience when it's really him. It's like with him, you only get one shot. It's like, no, cuz they're on some bullshit. Fuck it. No, we cut them off, cuz they're on some. It's
Yeah.
like we cut him the fuck
it's
off.
like-
Him,
it's like relax. It's like relax.
But every time
You're a one strike
listen,
dude.
every time he do 3 strikes, the one strike when I say one strike, I'm always right. He wait. Damn, he was
Okay.
right. I'm
But
like,
see,
listen.
I operate. I like to sleep good at night, so I don't just like to fly off the handle and make decisions that later on in life I might be like, I moved a little fast.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come to you and I'm like, it's time for us to break the scissors out and cut your ass off. I'm 100% sure that you deserve this because I'm about to break this shit down to you. We told you not to do this. You did this. We had to talk about that, right? Okay, then we came back in. We told you, no, you can't do that shit, right? Then you did that same shit again, right? So that's 3 times. Okay, that's out.
Yep, then you're done.
We didn't throw no balls. We threw
Are you
strikes.
a dead to me person? Are you dead to me? Are you like once you ice someone, you ice someone?
Yeah,
No,
a lot of times.
not me.
That's how I am.
Yeah,
a lot of
yes.
times I'm like, all right, fuck it. You know, because I had to
You're
be,
out.
I had to be in the world that I was in because it was bullshit.
Yeah, so black and white. Yeah.
But like even with the positive and always upbeat of what's name, because he'd tell you when people used to come home from prison when I was doing my time and see you, they was like, Wallo, your cousin up there, he crazy. They used to always say I was crazy because I was happy every motherfucking day in jail. I wasn't mad, and then I knew why I was there. I'm like, when I get out, I'm gonna do this. When I get out, I'm gonna do. They was like, yeah, he's crazy. He dreamed too much. They just say I dreamed too much. I'm like, man, fuck that. This technology shit, you could do anything out there. I'm gonna find my way. So you know what I mean? Just like it don't take nothing to be nice and connect with people and be happy. Just don't fuck with me, because if you fuck with me, I'm gonna cut you off. I don't really care about too much shit. But leave me alone and don't bullshit me. If you want to work with us, you want to do something with us, come and do your thing. Do what you're supposed to do. Because we live in a world where everybody got an angle and everybody is coming based off of how they can position themselves, based off the visibility that we could give them what we do. So it'd be a lot of bullshit.
And that's why we love Barstool so much.
Yeah, we love
Because
Barstool.
Dave and Erika came to us and
wasn't
said
no
how we
bullshit.
can make this happen.
And they made it happen in 5
And they
minutes.
made it happen.
Damn.
At a lunch at Devin's
restaurant in Philadelphia.
Very good restaurant.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, it was good.
You know?
Fancy.
So
Yeah.
for us, it's like when you see something that you know, okay, this shit can go. What are you waiting on?
Yeah. Yep.
You pull a trigger, and that's one reason why we feel how we feel about Dave and Erika, because they pulled the trigger. And let's be for real, we got a lot of calls from a lot of motherfuckers before Dave and Erika. All of them. What they was doing,
They was
pulling the
talking.
gun out, but they wasn't pulling the trigger.
Trigger. You
They
gotta
was
pull that
just
trigger.
flashing.
Yeah, flash. You gotta pull that trigger.
Oh, I got the gun on me.
Yeah, pull the trigger, man. Make this shit happen.
No,
Execute.
they actually pulled the trigger, and it didn't take long. It was like, no, let's get this shit done, guys. Let's go. Because one thing about Barstool that I give you guys a lot of credit for, you guys can really measure tomorrow. Where a lot of people
Yeah,
can
we're feeling it. We're touching
They
it.
invest in tomorrow. A lot of people is just worrying about today, and they can't even see. They can't
Right.
even visualize what it's going to look like 3 years from now.
a lot
They
of
don't think like
companies
that.
are like horses with the blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can only see right what's in front of them. You know what I'm saying? You got to take them blinders off and be able to see your peripheral vision
Yeah.
to understand that, no, it's other things going on around other than what I just see straight. And Barstool is great at measuring tomorrow
What can we do better?
and years from now. Well, we work on what we could do better every
Okay.
day.
You work on
You
that.
know?
You just work on what you could do and just get stronger. You know,
Right.
you can't Ain't nothing going to be perfect. I don't give a fuck. AT&T ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Nike ain't
Yeah.
perfect. Ain't nowhere perfect. You just figure it out. When you see it, you address, oh, damn, we got to kink. All right, we got to do it. But ain't no way fucking perfect.
Do you think you're perfect?
Fuck no. I'm a fucking, what? I'm a crazy motherfucker.
I think you're pretty perfect.
No, you got me fucked up then. You don't understand. I ain't that perfect.
I think you're flawed and perfect. That's what I think. That's the most.
I'm a little crazy. It's how about that? Crazy perfect. Some shit like that. But I'm not perfect.
But wait, hold on. You just said all the people used to think you was crazy. Now you're sitting here saying I'm crazy. Well, they were
I
fucking
might
right.
be. I might be.
It's safe to
That's
say they
perfect.
were right.
Yeah, I mean, that
How
might
you gonna
be
say
perfect.
people always said I was crazy and then
But it's
say
different
I'm
types of
crazy?
crazy,
What
though.
the fuck? They was telling
There's
the
different
truth.
types of crazy.
There are different types of
Well,
crazy.
okay, well, what crazy are you?
I'm not the hospital crazy.
Okay.
I'm the able to be on the streets and take my own medication if I had to take medication crazy.
I feel like you're go against the grain crazy.
Yeah, I like to go. I do.
We have got a bunch of new crazy people out here. Speaking of, I just met one this morning. Oh my God. You should go wander around out there. We got a lot of new crazy
I'm
to play
gonna
with.
check them out then.
Yeah, check them out. All right, thanks for doing. Oh, do
They're
you
the
have
most
any?
interesting people though.
The best people.
The people that don't care, that does not work. See, the reason that a lot of people can't win, they so worried about approval. And my thing is fuck what they think. Like the fuck it button in my TED Talk. Whereas though it's like, I don't give a fuck how you see me. You're not paying my bills, right? You're not going to be at my funeral, right? You don't love me, I don't love you. Most of the time you don't know people, but you gotta have that fuck it button, and you gotta be able to operate out here in this world that's so judgmental and critical. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, you're in trouble. But the people that people think is crazy, they're willing to just live and
they don't have the fuck it button.
They
have the fuck it button.
They had a fuck it button, and they don't have to worry about your opinion.
Yep.
And that's what win.
All right, guys. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Token CEO. Come back next time, next week.
Do you want a vibrator or have a lot of them in here?
No,
Seriously, I've gotten like 70 vibrators.
Oh, yeah. You have Daniel vibrators?
He liked them.
We did have one with a butt plug.
Oh, he liked the butt plug. That's his thing.
That's what he asked me to get him for his 43rd birthday.
Cuz,
for my 43rd birthday, give me a butt plug.
He with a gold butt plug, Rolex edition. This dude is crazy.
Gold butt plug, Rolex edition.
If you want to live in Philly, just like Wallo and Gillie, you could buy a home. You could buy an apartment. Wallo and Gillie work out of this actually super cool brownstone, this like 2-story brownstone. The downstairs is the recording studio. The upstairs is where everybody hangs out. It's kind of a mess. The fridge is empty. It's basically like working at Barstool Sports. But if you want to buy a place, you should go to Cross Country Mortgage. So Cross Country Mortgage, just like us at Barstool, is a people-first group of people. They're dedicated to the fundamentals of mortgage lending. The people at Barstool are not dedicated to the fundamentals of mortgage lending, but that would be very funny if they were. What's great about being dedicated to the fundamentals of mortgage lending is that it creates a fast, convenient, and less stressful way to finance your home. Mortgage rates are at an all-time low. They may never be this low again. And Cross Country Mortgage can give you a fast, free quote or to help you think through how you finance your home. If you go to crosscountrymortgage.com/Barstool, you can learn more about your future home buying experience right next door to Wallo and Gillie, or you can refinance your current mortgage no matter where you live. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, all loans subject to underwriting approval, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. All right, last up, we're about to let you go, but before we do, we're just going to talk about growing up in life. I still struggle with this. Anyways, here we go. This person wants to pick a major. So she or he says, how do I pick my major? I'm a sophomore in college, and I'm still undecided. I know you, meaning me, say that you don't think a degree matters, but I don't want to get into a major commitment with my degree, then want to change. What if I hate it? Help. Okay, deep breaths, sophomore. I don't think you need to stress about your major right now. You probably need to pick your major, let's say, by January of your sophomore year, because you're going to have to bang out all those credits. You're going to have to get that done. I think making the most of your life matters. So if getting a degree is important to you and helps advance you and fulfills you and moves you forward, do it. If spending an egregious amount of money on business school after that makes you feel great, you can do that too. As it relates to your major, find an area that you're interested in. Talk to other people who go to your college and or maybe who've graduated or alumni who you think are in careers that you might find interesting. You can pick an easy major like government. You can pick a major that helps you think about groups and people. That's what I chose. That was sociology. You can choose a more focused major like finance. I would choose a major, most importantly, that interests you. I think your future employer is going to care about your degree. I think your future employer is going to care a little bit about your major. If you're trying to get a job as an accountant and you're a sociology major, they might not like that. If you want to work in media and marketing and you're a communications major, they'll probably like that. I don't think you have to be perfect. It's okay if you make a mistake. It's okay if you think that you're going to be a major in one thing on Monday and 2 months later you're like, oh shit, I made a big mistake. I want to change that. So I think the biggest thing is find something that interests you. Find a major that you feel that you could use in a future career. And then finally, give it your all, do your best. And if you decide you don't like it or it wasn't right for you, don't be afraid to change. And it doesn't matter. We have a pre-med major here. So just to cap that question off, new producer Lorenzo is telling us that he's a pre-med major. That to me just says he's smart. Not at all applicable to what he's doing now, but that's okay. So it really doesn't matter what major you choose. Just choose something that interests you and that you can be good at and is a major that's going to challenge you and teaches you how to think. That's what college is about. All right, that's it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the pod. You can follow us on YouTube. We like to answer voicemails and questions, so you can DM us. You can write us. Oh, shout out to Rico's dad. I got the nicest note from Rico's dad. It actually was one of the greatest notes ever. So just quick shout out to Rico's dad. He didn't have any career questions, but we're riders over here. If you feel like leaving us a voicemail, Rico's dad, we would welcome that. You can call us at 440-462-1729. You can watch this episode or listen to it. We're trying to get better at that at Barstool Sports. You can join our Token CEO Facebook group. We talk shop there. Or you can follow us at Token CEO or EKA Nardini on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And we'll see you back here on Thursday.